Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I know
It's
you're seeing
all,
a bit of a different face here.
I was going to say it's all girls today. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for a
Do,
moment.
doing what the other shows what are willing to do. They're not brave enough. They're not brave enough to do this. To let
To
us
have it where
both
it's
be
just
on a
just
show
us
together.
women. That's so funny. By the way, you know that you are actually welcome to come on anytime on Wednesday mornings if you get a chance to come out and hang
Yeah,
out with Mets and I.
I've thought
We would
about it.
love it.
I should. I
You
should. We should
totally
do that.
should.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your cup there.
Mm.
Mine's boring right now. Mine's just a little white mug, but it's a nice big mug.
Oh yeah, no,
So,
that looks like that's a serious mug.
mm-hmm.
That's a serious mug. Mine
This is faith.
mine is just it's just a tease. It's a
I
tease
think it's
mug.
cool. It's awesome. I'm waiting for. Hold on one second. Say Wong. Let's say hello to our friends here. Hi, Say
Hi,
Wong.
Siwang.
He's saying hello before he's heading into work. And then, of course, you have the Miss Frey, which is
Yeah.
that was so cute. Yeah. And then Daddy, being
Hi, Daddy.
Daddy. Hey,
There we
Danny.
go.
He's like D.
Uh, all right. Well, let's. I guess we can start the show. Like,
Yeah,
actually say hi and
let's do
tell them
this.
what we're doing here. um.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So.
think we got everything set here. I was trying to get us onto our. Oh, there's the nerd app. Here we go.
There we go.
That's what we needed. I was like, where?
Mhm.
Which one is it?
That'll
So,
wait for you.
alrighty.
So,
Yeah.
good morning, everyone. I hope everyone has their caffeine. You saw that
What's
Captain Lady
caffeine?
Moon and I do. And if you so choose to have cereal, you absolutely can.
No,
I'm not.
cereal is this.
Yes.
Yep.
So
That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing the jokes this morning. Just
there we
don't
go.
mind me.
There we go. So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna do. So another exciting episode. I can't believe we're in like the double digits. This is like
Yeah, it's
11.
crazy.
It's awesome. We're
So
doing
since
it.
we're going, yeah, since we're going into the double digits, let's. I don't know why this is double digits worthy, but Hocus Pocus 3. Let's
Hmm.
talk about it, Frey. Are you excited for Hocus Pocus 3? Did you see Hocus Pocus 2?
So I did. I loved the first one when it came out. So I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to see the second one. I wasn't as impressed with the second one, but that's I don't know if it was for me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, no, I do. I totally understand.
I think I might have grown out of the whole hocus and the pocus because
Oh,
now I'm more
no.
into the whole blood magic stuff. So I mean, there's that.
Blood magic.
You move through your stages of
I
witchery.
guess. Is it
And
like the
so,
stages
yeah.
of grief?
Yes.
Except
So,
it's the stages of blood magic?
well, next it'll be necromancy. That's like the
Hmm.
last stage, and then you've become a complete witch,
Then
and
you go full necromancer.
yeah,
And once you go full necromancer, you don't come back.
you get the black broom of death.
Hmm.
Yes,
Mm.
it's just a
Yes.
broom that they paint black and give it to everybody. So
I thought that's what they give out to us in every like in your first meeting though, your first
yeah,
witches meeting. It's like here's your black
no,
room of death.
no,
No?
they've changed it. See, now
Oh.
it's like any like a martial art. You
Oh, it's
start
the
with
white broom.
yeah, you got the white broom first, and then you go up through, and depending on what you know which one you're doing, it will depend on if you get a brown belt or a green belt, or I mean
Yes.
broom, and then the black broom is that. Now the black broom with the red, that's when you get into the graduate work stuff. But
Ah, I see. Okay.
so
Hmm.
no,
I've been
actually
doing it all wrong.
they're talking about doing a Hocus Pocus 3. It's a rumor, and
It is a rumor. I guess Omar. I just read this, but Omar, what's his name? Savasky. The guy that played the teenager from the first movie. He actually said if they ask
oh,
him to
okay,
come back, he will come back this time
for a
for
third one.
3. Yeah,
Well,
so that's pretty cool.
yeah,
That's a
and
really interesting.
Bette Midler has said, Bette Midler has said, hey, there's Chuck. Hi, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
But they have, she said if they asked her to do a third one that she would. So I think that
They're probably gonna do it. I'm just
I think
saying.
that the talent is wanting to. I don't know if, well, with the writer's strike, nothing's happened right now. But yeah, I think they
It's
do want to
and
do
it's
it.
interesting because it's like all over AI stuff. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
it's about money and all sorts of stuff.
money and politics and AI.
Anyway.
Whatever. I mean, speaking, if we can all have a time machine to go back, can,
Mhm.
speaking of which, so
That
Frey, I believe this is
machine.
your topic, isn't it?
Yay, this is
That
me.
machine. Oh,
So,
this is for the Machine movie, isn't it? Not
yeah.
Time Machine. This is for the
No.
Machine. This is based on this guy's story. This
Yeah.
so this so this
Bert.
guy went into Russia and he had this whole story thing.
Yeah. So this comedian, Bert Kreischer,
Yes.
went to actually did the original story is allegedly true. We don't. I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, but he went to Russia and got involved with the Russian mob.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and he tells this is like this is one of his comedy tours he did.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're making a movie, and the movie basically is Bert now. And in the beginning you see like all this stuff happens, and it's kind of like Bert Kreischer if he didn't check himself and so he wrecks himself kind of thing.
Oh
And
yeah, that he talks about that too. Like, yeah, it was one of the things he was talking about is that he totally wrecked himself doing with this dealing with the Russian mob. I
yeah.
mean, he makes it very funny,
Oh,
but
definitely.
it is like if you look at it all on its value as being like serious, it's some really messed up stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, so then he gets back involved because apparently people are talking like somebody in the Russian mob actually sees him do and talking about his comedy in like in the movie. You see this,
Mhm.
and he's like, "I need my watch." So then this whole movie is about this watch, him having to get this watch back. And so it has some parts where it's him when he's younger, and the guy that they've got playing him younger does a really, really good job. And then they've got Bert in the now times, and he's like been kidnapped by the Russian mob, and his dad has been kidnapped as well.
And so
And
it's
they
the son, right? It's his son who has to go save him, or it's his.
no, it's so
Okay.
Bert has to go, and
Oh,
it's
Bert.
Bert and his dad, and they
Oh,
don't get
okay.
along. And his dad is played by Mark Hamill, who does an amazing job, just
Oh, this
amazing.
is out now, and you've seen it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. We
oh,
went
okay.
and saw it
I did
opening
not know it
weekend.
was out in theaters yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So he does an amazing job. It's really fun. If you like the story, like the comedy routine, you'll love the
Mm-hmm.
movie. And it really is a fun,
The
like
machine.
comedy. Yeah, the machine. But the
The
comedy
machine.
of the '90s, like the '90s comedians when they had their own like movies, those fun
Mm-hmm.
like summer movies. This is exactly that.
Yeah.
It's fun. There's a lot of
Oh,
references to it. So,
oh, Dampy
eh,
has joined the show. Dampy, you should be on vacation, not
uh-huh.
here on Nerd Out with us, friend. He's like,
Yeah.
give us your
So
full review.
I know
She is giving her full review. This
he
is her full
can't
review.
he can't let go. Let
He
go. Don't
can't.
make
Just
me
let go. Go.
don't
Go.
make a
Let go of the
scene
reins.
with
Get out of here, Dampy. Go back to the graveyard. Let us do what
Oh
we're
man.
doing.
Yeah.
We
So
got this.
so Bert does a really good job playing himself.
Well, yeah, of course
Yeah.
he's playing himself.
And but yeah, so and it's really there's a heartfelt stuff. You kind of it's that whole it's very tropey. I will say that. Like there's not a lot of twists and turns where you're like, I did not see that coming. I did not see. But it's one of those movies where it's fun. It is a fun movie if you want to go have a fun time and laugh and look at the zaniness that I honestly feel is really Bert's life. then yes, you go see this movie. If you're not a fan of Bert's, if he annoys the heck out of you and you don't like his comedy at all, don't go see this movie. This movie is not for you. If his
Oh,
friend Tom was in it, I would not have watched it. So
I see. Okay. Uh, Dampy, we love you.
we do
But
love
yes,
you.
get back to vacay. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll watch
do
later.
your
Yeah.
vacation.
Enjoy your vacation. Don't worry about us. We got this.
We're good. We
We're
got it. We've
good.
already
We're
gone
good.
through
We
two
got it.
things.
I
We're
know. We're actually
good.
staying on topic and on time here.
On
Dampy, you should be
potato.
so proud of us. So, I was going to ask a couple questions. Do you think, okay, so would you recommend all audiences or adult audiences
Oh,
more or
it's
less for this
definitely
movie?
adult. There's drugs and sexual situations.
Hmm.
At some point, someone's called a whore,
Oh, okay.
and like,
Oh, we just lost. I told Dampy to go in. We just lost all of our viewers. Thanks,
oh
guys.
no,
Dampy releases 4 people, like
yeah.
on different like
He's like,
accounts.
I've got 4 accounts. I'm making an impact.
I'm making an impact.
No,
Yes.
so yeah, so I
So
mean, I just
continue on. So you'd say this is more for adults. Like it's not a family.
yeah,
It's not a
it.
family picture.
I'd say it's 13 and up. It's not really. There's not like an amazing amount of gore, and there's not. But there's you don't want your
It's
7-year-old watching this movie.
right. Well, that makes sense. I'd say PG-13.
I think it's PG-13. It may be R.
We got our distance nerdy brother in the chat. James, hey James. We
Hi,
spoil no,
James.
she's
No,
not spoiling. This is a spoiler-free review.
yes, I wouldn't do that to
No
you.
spoilers. I
Now,
mean, if you
Ted
don't know the
Lasso, I would.
routine, the what?
Not this. I said Ted Lasso, I absolutely would, but not this.
Yeah, no, she's not. This is a spoiler-free review. She hasn't said anything that actually spoils it. She's just saying the plot and what her review is on it. So don't worry, James, you are safe.
I'll
So
spoil Guardians of the Galaxy, though. No, just kidding.
I'll unplug her if she gets close to spoiling anything. Chuck, you don't really do not have to worry about this. We are being
He
good.
saw it with me.
And oh, okay.
So he knows when I get
Lies.
spoiling something.
All right. And no 7-year-old? What about an 8-year-old? Because my son just turned 8 on Wednesday. Well, happy birthday to your son, James.
Yay.
And
Yay,
oh, let's talk
James.
Ted Lasso. I don't have anything prepared to talk about Ted Lasso. We don't
Yeah,
talk
no.
about Ted. No,
We'll
no.
talk. James, we can talk about Ted. We'll do it offline, though, because
I don't even know who that is, to be fair.
it's on Apple TV. So, did you
I would
read
say,
it?
so what would you, so would it be from craziest or craziest? What is your take on
I
the
really
rating of
like.
it?
I
Up,
like
up.
this show.
We
Hey,
have Zaffos.
the forcey
Yes, happy
force.
birthday, Chemo.
Hey, chemo, happy birthday! I don't know
Wow, what
where
have I
that came
missed?
from. Yeah.
You have missed us talking about Hocus Pocus 3 and Frey Girl's rating or Frey Girl's review of the machine. And she was
Yes.
just about to rate it from craziest to craziest.
Let's go.
I'm gonna say, I don't know if it's either one of those. I mean, it is, but
Is it in the
it's
middle?
just, yeah, it's not.
It's a good fun.
There's some crazy stuff that happens in the movie, but it's like within the movie universe, it's like, no, this could happen, you know. And
I mean,
if
obvious.
if you've seen Burt Kreischer's comedy, you absolutely know something like this could happen to him. He would just stumble into this. So I mean, I don't
yes.
think it's crazy. I would say I'm gonna say craziest. I really did enjoy it. We
So
went
it's a
and
good
saw
ride.
it in the theater. Yeah, it is. If you want to see something fun,
way to go to promote your show on Saturday Morning Nerd Out, James.
there you go. We're
So
nerding out.
we are nerding out. So,
together.
Mr. Bars, have you seen the machine or do you know about the machine at all? Oh, okay.
No, yeah.
You don't know about the comedian at all. It's a great, like, I would suggest anyone who wants to go see this movie to actually, if you if you want to go see the movie, I would suggest going and watching his special first. You can find it anywhere. I think you can find it even on YouTube, so you can see the story of the machine and then go see this movie, because I think you do need that context.
Well, and they say in the beginning, it actually does. They give like a little bit of a, like at the very beginning, a brief thing that says, "Oh, the machine," hey everybody, and it's kind of shows like in clips almost.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Yeah. Then you don't need to. I didn't know how much content they would give.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch the comedy special, it's awesome. And it does say a lot, and he goes into a lot of it, but then they show flashbacks too of some things and kind of flesh it out a little bit more. So, and that's why there's the young Bert, where you see him in Russia, and it's really cute, and there's not really any like romance in it. It's very like like in the flashback scenes, there's a little, sexual tension, but that's about it. It's very much just wacky. Hey, look what I fell into again. It's almost like Britney Spears' "Oops, I Did It Again" song come to life.
You can talk about aliens. It's like where she's all dressed up about the aliens. Speaking of aliens and kind of like the invasion things.
Oh, that's me too.
We got Secret Invasion. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about now.
So we're actually going to be doing a game on the show.
Oh.
Involved with Secret Invasion. So it's a simple game. We're going to do it week to week. There's two parts to it, but the first part is we're going to pick who our surprise Skrull is going to be over the whole series. So we're going to say, okay, we know that some people have been saying Rhodey could be a Skrull, and some people have been saying, it's going to be Maria Hill. Oh, it's going to be Nick Fury. Oh, it's going to be, I was going to say Talos, but he is a Skrull. And then it's going to be Everett Ross. It's going to, so, and we know those are people that are in the show for sure. Those 5 people. Now we know there's Gia. I think it's Gia. But she is a Skrull, and that's who Emilia Clarke is playing. And then we've got Ben Mendelsohn. Secret Skrull is James. That was gonna be mine. I was gonna say that was my, surprise Skrull for the whole thing. So I think that's that. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna say who's gonna be your surprise Skrull. Now that could be, for example, it could be
Secret Skrull is James.
Yes, Secret Skrull is James. It could be James Navarro from Disconcerting. No, so it could. Let's say we get Steve back. Well, no, it's not really Steve Rogers. It's a Skrull. That could be like your surprise Skrull, right? And that's over the whole thing. Now, week to week, we're going to be doing like who you think is going to be revealed as a Skrull.
Oh, it's going to be kind of like the Masked Singer.
Yeah, so it's going to be like, who do you think is going to be revealed this week as a Skrull? And we're going to have like the, main people in it. Obviously you can say Talos, but Talos is a Skrull. We all know that, so it can't be revealed. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Just week to week, just something fun. Just, okay, now that we've seen last week's, what do we think's going to have? Who do we think's the Skrull this week? So we'll see who guesses the best.
Van has been a Skrull the entire time. Now, Frey, I remember you talking about your not conspiracy, but your sort of theory on Secret Invasion. How excited are you for this? for
Oh,
the
I'm
show.
super excited about Secret Invasion. I think this is going to be it. I think this is going to be the redemption.
Mr. Forrest, what do you have to say about this? This is what I have to say about this.
Oh, that's funny. Only scrolls have laughs that funny. That's
This
funny.
is
Conspiracy. All
this is
right,
that's
so
what I have to say about that.
no, so
It is madness. Anyways, keep going.
I'm really excited about the show. I do think it's going to be a redemption for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I do think that some stuff that happened in Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be talked about here, and this will lead into Captain America 4, and that'll lead into Thunderbolts, and that'll lead into Secret Wars. I think we got parallel things going on right now. We got Kang and the Skrull stuff, and so I think that's where we're going to start seeing the differentations.
Forrest has left the building. He's like, why am I here?
The dog's like, I don't know how to do it, Dad. So I think that this is where we're going to start seeing these are the things that we need to be focusing on for this multiversal phase. So we may start seeing, we're going to get Skrulls, we have variants. So now we're going to start seeing, okay, how do we marry these things? You know, are you a variant or are you a Skrull? And, you know, how do we know which is which? And I think they're going on a collision course. I think Loki season 2 is going to marry it a little bit. Yeah. And so.
I want to scrollify my profile pic. Oh, James. Oh, James.
So that's my that's my take on Secret Invasion. But yeah, I'm really excited about the game. I think the game's going to be just something fun that we can just be like, okay,
have a shot of espresso for every Skrull that's revealed.
Right? Yeah.
Not like we drink here on this channel.
Everybody else has to drink a shot of hot sauce. What? No.
We're not. Jen says, I love the espionage feel of this series. Mr. Forrest, do you have anything to add to this?
I think James is a Skrull, for one.
Well, he's tossing the.
I think he needs to go ahead and turn his camera on, get on the show, because he's killing our comment section.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yeah, James, you are invited. You're invited to be here. So, you know,
come on. I can send you the link anytime, buddy.
No, I think it's a crazy idea. The Secret Skrull is a really great thing we should be doing.
Yes,
it'll be a lot of fun to get not only viewers but ourselves involved as well. So yes, that's a tacos on the table. 10 out of 10 idea.
Or as Jamez was saying, 10 Nick Furies out of 10 Skrulls.
Yeah,
so
right.
Let me get that comment up here. 10 eye patches to 10 Skrulls on Saturday morning nerd up.
There you go.
All right, so James is actually doing triple barrel rolls, preparing himself for the Skrull invasion. So.
What did you say? Oh, some of us are at the gymnastics. Yeah, but you're on your phone. You might as well just join.
That's what I'm saying. He's so talented. He's on his phone doing this while he's doing somersaults and barrel rolls and everything.
Who will be the Super Skrull? I mean, aren't there Super Skrulls throughout the series, if I remember correctly?
In Secret, in the actual comic book series, yes, there are Super Skrulls. I want to say the Kree had something to do with the Super Skrulls, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not as up on my Skrull knowledge as I should be, I guess. But no, so Super Skrulls were Skrulls that could mimic the powers of any hero. So I would love to see something like that. You know, that right now they can just be that person, but we don't know that they could be Spider-Man with all of his powers, or Captain America with all of his powers, but they could pretend to be Captain America. They just wouldn't do any heroics, or you know what I mean.
They're basically like changelings. Mm-hmm. They're just changelings. That's what they are.
They are, but Super Skrulls had powers, so they could actually be that person and actually have those powers. But I can't remember if it was. I think it had something to do with the super soldier serum is where this all started. Usually that's where it starts. So is the
It
super
starts and
soldier
ends with
serum.
Captain America. I was gonna say, isn't in the comics? Don't they have one scroll that does come in as a sleeper agent or something, and then actually switches sides? If I remember correctly.
Well, there's Jessica Drew, who was Spider Woman, who was actually the queen, the Skrull queen, and she actually had a baby and all sorts of stuff. She was like,
interesting.
But I don't know if they'll do that because Spider Woman is technically owned by Sony, so they may or may not be able to do that. So they may have somebody else become that Jessica Drew. We still don't know who Abigail Brand is going to be, and Abigail Brand is a big deal with this as far as sword goes. And I know that's kind of where they were going with WandaVision. So I don't know if Saber is different than sword, and are we going to hear anything about Abigail Brand? Because Abigail Brand is badass. She's a freaking badass, and I would love to see her in this. So I don't know what they'll do. Anyway,
it's going to be a fight to the death.
I love it, and I want to see Val come into it. I think she'll be in it. I do think we'll start to see some of things like that. We may start seeing more of her agenda now, like what she's doing and where Thunderbolts are going. And so I just
it'll be a fight to be keeping an eye on for sure. Yeah, speaking of fights,
yes,
Street Fighter 6. Also, I've been seeing a lot online. I've actually been seeing the DC versus Marvel game as well that I also would like to talk about a little bit, which I think is pretty awesome. But we can talk about Street Fighter 6 first. We'll just put that all in there. So, Street Fighter 6, have either of you played it? Mr. Ford, I think you did get it, didn't you? Aren't we going to do it on live gaming at some point?
Yes. So concerning that, initial thoughts on Street Fighter 6. It's really, really good. So what it does, first of all, it gives you the original 8 from Street Fighter 2, which is really, really nice. So you got Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, Blanca, Dalsim, Guile, and 2 more.
Did you say M. Bison and
Bison's not in
Balrog?
there. No, Balrog's not in there. Zangief,
which is funny because which is really fun.
And Chun-Li.
Well, you said Chun-Li already, but what's funny is Balrog and M. Bison, actually their names had been flipped in the Americas. They're actually originally Balrog was actually M. Bison, and M. Bison was actually Balrog.
So Bison actually was Vega, and then Vega was Balrog.
Yes.
So that's how that worked. It's it's really good. I think it's scratching the esports itch as well because it brought back some elements of Street Fighter 3. So you've got like a really nice counter system where you can do these, what I call them paintball counters, because Street Fighter 6 is extremely, extremely colorful. So when you move, there's almost like a paint trail that follows their moves. It's kind of funny. It does run on the RE engine, the Resident Evil engine. So all of the characters that were made have been built on the Resident Evil engine. So it's more of a realistic touch as opposed to there being a anime touch to it.
Oh, is Lei Fong in there?
No.
Okay,
so there are
on there, and neither is Guile. Is Guile on there?
Guile's there. Charlie is not.
Okay.
And they brought back Cammy.
Oh yes, Cammy. Yes.
And
that's what I was also going to ask about Cammy.
And there are, I mean, it's good for the start. I mean, everybody's kind of itching for some classic characters and characters from 3 and 4 and 5, and they will be there. The downside to the game thus far is there are some cash grab elements to it. So if you want original costumes, if you want, there's a season pass that gives you 3-4 additional characters, 2 that are semi new, 2 that are semi old, like Akuma. But all in all, I mean, it plays like Street Fighter. It's good. If you're new to the game, it does run on 2 versions, which is called Modern Mode and Classic Mode. Modern Mode is a 3-button setup, whereas Classic Mode is a 6-button setup. So you can be a little more intricate with your combos and everything. But the element that has always made Street Fighter what Street Fighter has always been is still there. That has not
Awesome.
changed. So, and also what we're going to be doing soon, if we can get young Phil on board, we're going to be having I'd like to get more people on board, but we're going to be having a 4-player distance nerding versus Kyber Cave Street Fighter 6 Tournament of Champions. And that will be simultaneously played on Distance Nerding's channel and Kyber Cave's channel, respectively. So simulcast. So young Phil, myself, Graveyard, and Crimson, the Son of Fours, will all be playing tournament style against each other, and it'll be just a crap ton of fun. So that's going to be coming soon, both on Kyber Cave and Distance Nerding. So keep your eyes open for that. Is it worth the purchase right now? Yeah, but just as the last 3 Street Fighter games have been, if you're willing to be patient, give it 6 months, almost maybe a year. And you'll be able to buy like a $39 edition that already has every freaking character plugged into it.
So it's not really one where you can grind out rewards on it. It's more like a cash grab.
So you can grind out rewards for things like colors and whatnot, and you can build your own character for story mode. And I believe you can even take your story character into.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can even and for every master that you find and you learn their moves, you can integrate their moves onto your own personal character. So you can have Ken's Shoryuken along with Chun-Li spinning bird kick on your character if you wanted.
So a little Taskmaster action.
A little bit, yeah.
That's
a little bit of stealing moves.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's Street Fighter 6, and if you're a fighting games fan or if you like that sort of thing, then sure, pick it up. But if you don't want to spend the $60 right now, then don't.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Street Fighter 6. I would say it's interesting because online I'm seeing a lot of this. I'm not actually seeing a lot about Street Fighter 6 as much as I'm seeing like DC versus Mortal Kombat, or DC. It's like a newer fighting game, and I'm looking for it. I was looking for it to like bring it up, but I don't know. I just know I've seen a lot of these on YouTube, and it's mostly cutscenes of all of the Mortal Kombat and DC with the Ninja Turtles thrown in there. So I was like, I want to bring this up too, but I don't remember what it's called. I don't know what it's called yet. I don't remember what it's called, and so I just tried looking it up. And they're like, oh no, this is from a game from like 2008, and I'm like, I don't think so. So it was a newer game. It's fine. We don't have to go into that too much. So yeah, I'm excited for us to all play it.
It's not Mortal Kombat. They didn't put some of that in Mortal Kombat 1, did they?
No, so there was a game that was released in 2008 called Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, and then, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's like basically the whole story is Wonder Woman and Superman go rogue. This is the new game.
Injustice.
Injustice. That's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Injustice along with Street Fighter 6. The gameplay looks so good, and the story looks so interesting. I wanted to talk about it before we move on to our next topic.
So there's Injustice and Injustice 2, and there are some. It's more of a Mortal Kombat esque style of fighting because it's made by the same people, and they even integrated some Ninja Turtle stuff in there, which I thought was like really, really interesting.
Yeah, and you can play Street Fighter characters in it, or no, Mortal Kombat characters in it.
Mortal Kombat characters, yeah. There's
Scorpion,
like I guess
Sub-Zero are both in it.
And the cutscenes are actually really fun and interesting. I don't know why they've been showing up on my feed lately, and they're really fun.
Well, I feel like it's got a lot of replay ability. You can play it a lot. And I think a lot of people are starting to play that again because Flash is coming out, and so they getting their DC game on and trying to get ready.
Even though I would say that the flash that they have on the game itself, from what I've seen from the cutscenes, is more like Grant Gustav's flash than Ezra Miller's.
Yeah, more and he Grant, I want to say, did his off of like the Michael Rosenbaum from Justice League when he was playing Flash, and so yeah, more quippy, more fun, more
I mean, that's who the Flash is. I mean,
yeah.
that's who Barry Allen is. He's quippy and fun, and
it's all Barry.
Yeah, I've been actually nerding out on 2003's Justice League.
Yeah,
I started watching it, and it's really good. It's actually surprisingly, like, it holds up really well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a replay. Start with the Batman animated and go into Superman, and then go into Justice
so you're gonna
League,
do a
just
rewatch
kinda
of Batman the Animated Series?
Yeah, I feel like it's time.
Speaking of things that hold up extremely well, that one holds up so well. Though it's funny, first season is so different. I did a rewatch of the first season with the Joker, and you can tell that they're not quite yet into the roles. They don't know yet what they're doing.
It reminded me of them trying to do the feel of how the comic started. Like, the comic started with Batman being just basically a mobster, buster.
We're going after the mobs,
yeah. And I feel like that first season was kind of their homage to that, because the animation.
Yeah, well, I mean, even the Joker was really different. Like, you look at the Joker and like his design and everything. I mean, it's very much Tim Burton, but it's also like the classic design.
Yeah,
like more like the 70s cartoon too. So they're doing some of that, and then it's not until later in the series that it actually, like, Joker really evolved. I think it's like season 2 or season 3. He like really evolved.
No. Absolutely. I just feel like they and I feel like each season they changed something. And I thought that
it got more and more evolved into its own thing.
Subtle changes, but yeah. But anyway, so Street Fighter 6, fantastic.
Going back to Street Fighter 6, I'm sorry, I didn't like totally just kind of override it, but I'm excited, Mr. Forrest, for us to play it. And I don't know why your mic's off, bro.
Because I don't want people to hear me ripping papers.
Oh, you're ripping paper. What? Why are you ripping papers? I don't know. It's an ASMR. We're ripping papers here.
Because we don't have. I don't have a shredder here, so I tear up all this crap on my desk and throw it away.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
All right. Hey.
So, speaking of which, I guess since we're going to retire Street Fighter 6, what's this about Freddy Krueger retiring? Rather, the actor Robert Englund is retiring.
I haven't heard about this at all.
Actually, apparently it was confirmed. It's confirmed that he is absolutely he confirmed that he is retiring as Freddy Krueger. He shared with Variety that he simply believes he's too old to play the character now.
Oh, wow.
And the last film he played was Freddy vs. Jason, which was released in 2003. So it's like he just can't do it anymore, apparently. But he's still open. He'd still be open for a cameo appearance. But so this is what Robert Englund says about it. I totally just went away from it. Good job, me. He says, I'm too old and thick to play Freddy now, Englund said. I just can't do fight scenes anymore, or for more than one take anymore. I've got a bad neck, bad back, and arthritis in my right wrist, so I have to hang it up. But I'd love to cameo. So it's really interesting. He also says he does have some thoughts on the creative side. He says that he has a suggestion on how to modernize the series. And it's like you have to deal with technology and culture. For instance, if one of the girls was an influencer, it'd be interesting for Freddy to somehow haunt her subconscious and manifest himself, perhaps exploit everybody that followed her. So that's really interesting. And then he also says that Kevin Bacon could actually take on the role, which is really, really interesting.
I mean, okay.
Even though Kevin Bacon's like not that much younger than Robert Englund. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe. But
I mean, I think there's only like a
I
10
would
year
think
difference
you'd
between
want to
them.
get like a younger person that
Yes,
really
I think so. Like, I don't know.
like the male equivalent of Jenna Ortega.
I mean,
I
they
don't
did.
know if there is a male equivalent of Jenna Ortega, but
I
no,
don't
because
know.
she loves doing the quirky stuff and the horror stuff. So somebody that would be into it, that would like
I
it.
mean, you
I'd
would need
say
someone who's
Adam
like in their
Driver,
40s. I,
but
I for sure think it does need to be somebody who is older. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I have a
You have
question
like
for
Tom
both of you.
Brady. Yes.
So considering
Don't-
a lot of reboots that have been happening over the past 10, maybe 10 plus years, and
Yes.
now we have Robert Englund retiring, do y'all think it would be an interesting take to have more of a Freddy Krueger legacy be passed on so that new Nightmare on Elm Street movies could introduce a new character that has all of Freddy's abilities and his powers,
Possibly.
and he or she could, you know, deliver like a whole new nightmare sort of thing rather than having the character of Freddy himself be a constant.
I mean,
Because
I would love to
torch.
see it be like a continuation of like from Freddy Krueger 6 on, where his daughter basically becomes like a dream warden sort of thing. I would love to see that happening. That would be cool, actually.
So what if they were to do something completely new? Like what if they were to write in kind of an origin as to how Freddy came to be, like how and why he has these powers, and it turns out
They
to
did
be
do
this.
that.
Okay,
They
so
did do
what if
that in
we
Freddy Krueger 6.
so what if we have somebody else undergo the same thing and now
Yeah.
they are this new
The
demon?
new.
So
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Who
The
it.
dream doer.
Maybe.
Or dream demon.
Yeah.
I mean, what
Yeah,
do y'all
I
think
think that
about
would be great.
what do y'all think about a new terrorizing character as opposed to just a continuation of Krueger himself?
Just call it the
I am good
Krueger.
with that.
Just call it Krueger.
Yeah. Just call it Krueger.
Little
And that
Krueger.
would be
Krueger.
well, Krueger. I mean, you could
Krueger.
either have the dream child or you can have his daughter basically take over, or basically not take over, but basically like there's more of that kind of continuation, which is what I really
But like
really
Krueger,
enjoyed.
Krueger's the title, not necessarily the name.
Right.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
that instant. You could have Frankie Krueger, and that could be
Frankie
male or female.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of them like trying to do these reboots. Like I was not very impressed with the new the new Nightmare on Elm Street they tried to reboot. Because they tried to reboot it. And I just didn't think it was that great of a movie, mostly because they just didn't do anything really new. Or they tried to and then they just went with the old ending as is, and it wasn't very interesting, to be fair.
Final question before we move on. Do
Yeah.
y'all now since Robert Englund is retiring, what
Mhm.
would y'all think about continuing this work under this idea, but with him being co-director or even co-producer?
I would be fine with that. Honestly, who knows the
or a
character
writer.
better? Who knows the character better than Robert Englund? No one. No one knows the character better than Robert Englund. He knows that character in and out. It's like him, like it's like Ash with Bruce Campbell. You can't really. It would be that would be too much. I wouldn't even mind if they did like a new Fear type thing where it's Robert Englund is contemplating the retiring of the character, and then he gets visited by a dream demon. That would be really fascinating, actually. Hey guys, if you're watching this, like totally do that movie, because that movie would be freaking awesome. Because Robert Englund's great.
All credits to Mr. and Mrs. Forrest.
For what? Oh, all credit to the captain here. And it's funny because you're like, we're gonna move on, and I'm like, excuse me. We don't move on till I say we move on, sir. I'm the captain here.
So
who's running this show?
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
But but it's Aubrey. She's gonna nerd out. She's nerding out.
I am nerding out on Freddy Krueger. I know everything there is to know about Freddy Krueger. I can give you. I mean, you want me to nerd out on a horror movie? On a horror thing, Freddy Krueger's it. That was like my main childhood fear was Freddy Krueger. Like I had
I
to.
don't. I think he probably was for a lot of people.
He was.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
embodied fear himself.
that was
And so
crazy.
I'm really sad that Robert Englund. Personally, I'm very sad that Robert Englund's retiring. I always wanted. I mean, it's not like he's dead or anything, at least, but I've always wanted to meet Robert Englund. So he's one of my people I've always wanted to really meet. So
He's
as an
on your
actor,
achievements to unlock list.
yes, he's on my achievements to unlock list. So unfortunately, I missed out on my other one, which was Leonard Nimoy. But hopefully, I'll be able to get to meet Robert Englund. Hopefully, that's
I
my
missed
my
out
hope.
on Carrie Fisher. I would have liked to have met her.
I would have liked to meet her too. She seemed to be completely lovely.
Yes.
So yeah, so we I don't know. So what was your favorite Freddy Krueger movie?
I gotta say, I probably am gonna say 3.
Yeah, 3 was, in my opinion,
Yeah.
was the best.
I
I wouldn't
think
mind if
that
they
was
brought
the
Patricia
best
Arquette back either. I think that would be awesome if they brought her
Yeah.
back. Like actually brought her back, not just the character, but her. I think that would be also really cool.
Yeah,
And
I like that one. I liked 6 as well, but I just feel like I think 3 was where they gelled the best.
Captain Moonlight Night. Oh my god. Just have to say what? Oh, you gonna say? Okay, all right. Captain Moonlight Night. Which was your favorite movie of the Freddy Krueger series and why?
Honestly, I really enjoyed Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
New Nightmare is really good. It for those who haven't seen it, you guys should honestly see it on go watch it. It came out in the 90s, late 90s. I think it was 97. So when it came out, I believe.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there. It was
really fantastic. Like, yeah, it's still all practical effects. They do such a good job on it. And you get to see Robert Englund being Robert Englund.
Yes, that's very true. And there were just a couple of points in that movie that were just really like, I'm not going to say terrifying, but it just didn't sit well with me. Like I was just kind of, ugh. Number one is when they panned out and showed you the painting he was working on.
Oh, yes.
That was like,
that
was
so disturbing.
That was disturbing. And then when you saw up close how they did Freddy's makeup for that movie, like what what he was supposed to really look like, that was terrifying as hell. Like, wow, if he had looked like that 15 years prior when the movies first came out, holy crap. Whoever did his makeup for that movie,
I think it might have been Tom Savino.
I don't know, but that
don't
was
know. I'm going to actually look it up real quick.
I loved his makeup for that movie. There was more of a sense of realism to it. Like if he really did come out of the screen and he didn't have all that cheesiness to him. And granted, in that movie, there is still some cheesiness to him.
Oh yeah,
there is, but it's actually a lot more serious.
Makeup? Wow.
Yes.
So I love Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Now, if I'm not allowed to choose New Nightmare and I have to stick to the original Freddy's, I gotta go with the first one.
The first one was good. I almost picked the first one. So.
Because the first one didn't have it didn't have the lame cheesiness that, like, I believe part 3 and on had. Like, I think, what was it? Part 3 got a little cartoony.
It did. That's what I liked about it.
Which was the one with the martial arts kid who was always like, sigh. I'm like, oh, dude, shut up.
I thought
seriously.
That was 4.
The martial arts kid?
Yeah, the kid who was practicing karate and he thought he could beat Freddy with his karate. Was that 3 or 4?
I want to say 4, but it could be 3.
Oh, that was so bad.
I think it was either 4 or 5. No, I think it's 4.
They reintroduced the girl from the first one.
Oh, that is 3. That's
Okay.
Yeah, that's 3.
That's Nancy. They reintroduced Nancy
There
back
are so
into
many
it.
laughable moments in there.
But it's so good. Actually, it's one of the best actually out of there. Hold on, we talked about Nightmare on Last on Hearts of Kyber. The story came from a real case of a boy who died while dreaming. Yes, that is true. We did talk about it on Hearts of Kyber about this, but I can go on and on. Also, Freddy Krueger 2 is one of the most unrated or underrated of these movies. It's so good, but it does not feel like a Freddy Krueger movie. But it's actually like, because it is an analogy. It's almost like someone being in the closet. Actually, it's very interesting, but it's such a great film as well. I can go on and on because I love these movies. These movies are kind of big for me. And they're so, I don't know, that they all have their own thing. 4 is not as good. There are a couple scenes though in number 4 and 5 both that are really quite disturbing. There's one about the guy that dreams he turns into a roach. I believe that's in new I think that's in Dream Child. Because there's Dream Master, which is 4, then there's Dream Child, which is 5, and then 6 is Freddy's Dead. So there's so it's just yeah. So your favorite was the first one, Mr. Force?
He said the New Nightmare.
Yeah, if I had to pick out of the original Freddy's, like the Nightmare on Elm Street, then yes, the first one. But Wes Craven's New Nightmare, yeah, that's a winner for me.
Oh, it is a winner. It's absolutely a winner. I mean, he's a lot more sinister in the New Nightmare, more than funny. Like, it's not just he's punning everything like he does. I would probably have to say, only because you know what? I did not ask you, Frey Girl. What about you? You said 3. I did 3. Ask you.
Yeah, you asked me first.
I'm not awake yet, guys. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I would say, okay, so I guess it would be for me. I would say Freddy's Dead is really great just because it scared the crap out of me. That was what I watched. That was the first one I saw as a kid. And it scared the crap out of me, even though going back to it, it's kind of laughable because there's no blood. There's actually no gore in it. Yeah. Surprisingly, there's no gore. There's no real blood. There's only blood in the very first scene, or the in the opener actually, and then there's actually no blood. But there's one scene in that movie that still gets me every time, and that's when the guy with the hearing aids, his ears get big, and Freddy Krueger scraping on the nail, it's like the chalk with his nails. Like that part gets me every time, and that's because I have that same thing. I have such a sensitivity. I have an ear sensitivity. And so, yeah. But the creativity in that one is so good. Like how they make everything like a video game. They made one of the characters into like a video game, and he's running from Freddy in the video game. And it's just really creative stuff that they did in that movie, which I really loved. And then would probably be 3, because 3 is really good. And then a new Nightmare, because New Nightmare, they just have so many great moments in New Nightmare, and it's such a much more serious story, and all the original cast came back, and so I just really love that one. Partially, maybe that's why I was so disappointed with the remake that they did. I think it was like 2010 or 2011. Was when they made it. Yeah. And it's not. I mean, it's not very memorable. That's part of the problem. Yeah. It just wasn't the same. It just was not. Freddy is retired. James says Freddy is retiring to your dreams. Very funny. Yeah, I had a friend, one of my best friends passed, actually. One of the things that we were getting closer, he was talking about Robert Englund stalking me. It was very funny. And not funny at the same time. But he would be like, yeah, Freddy Krueger. It's like, what if you ran into Freddy Krueger? Or not Freddy Krueger. What if you ran into Robert Englund? And he's like, hello, Aubrey. And I'm like, okay, stop. Just stop it. And he's like, and let me go and carry your books for you, Aubrey. I'm like, okay, this is just really scary now. Please stop. And he's like, and what if you showed up to all of your classes? Hello, Aubrey. I thought I'd take all your classes with you. I'm like, no. And it's like, he's like, yeah, for some reason he's English. So whatever. It was really funny. And then he showed up at my home.
Like, there are certain people, like if you just like met out in the wild, that you'd be kind of like, Hi. I don't know if you'll. I was like, I
It,
don't know
it
if
seems
I
like he's
want to
going to be
say
a
hi
guest
to
on
you
the
or
next
not.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it'd be great. Honestly, I think it's fun. Also, when he showed up on Stranger Things, I knew it was him right away. I did not have to. I mean, I didn't have to see the reveal. I knew just by his voice alone, and that's really crazy. Because I was like screaming when I saw him, but the fact that I knew it just by that, like even before, actually, I think I saw his hand. And you see, the first thing you see is his hand coming out of the shadow, and I knew it was Robert Englund,
Oh,
which
there
is
you go.
crazy. I just knew. I was like, "This is Robert Englund." And then I heard his voice. I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Robert Englund!" And then like, it was just really funny because I'm like, "Ah!" So yeah, love me some Freddy. Anyways,
That's
we
like
can move
me
on
with
now.
well, no, I was gonna say that's like me with Charlie Cox and the No Way Home thing where I was like screamed and then screamed again. I was like it was his voice. It wasn't actually seeing him that made me like go, "Oh my god, it's Charlie Cox." So
You're
I
right,
understand.
exactly. I guess this was kind of our nerd out segment for that.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm just
We
checking. Oh, that was
just
a machine review. Oh, there was a machine review with Frey, and I totally missed that one. I'm so sorry, Frey girl.
that's okay. That's fine. We already did it, so it's not
Yeah,
like
we already did
it's
it.
yeah.
I'm just looking at the banners. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this all. Like,
You know,
yeah,
I
so
mean,
that's. I
Graveyard
think
did such a good job on them. We
he
should let,
did.
yeah. So
So we are almost hitting we're almost to the end of the show. Let's do our amazing I have an itch on my nose. Let's do our what do you call
outros.
them? Our outros. Let's do our outros.
Outros.
Pluggables.
Pluggables. There we
Pluggables.
go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am not quite awake. Thank you. See, this is why you're my better half.
Okay.
Like, all right. Okay, so why do I can never okay. Hold on one second.
Would you like me to do this?
No, I can do this. Okay,
There you
Mr. Fours.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only Fours FX Saber Sound Designs. If you go to kybercave.com, and I highly suggest that you do, get yourself a Saber. It's for a really good and pretty low price. You can pick out a wide variety of sabers if you go to kybercave.com, or you can visit Kyber Cave in California. I believe they're located in Fairfield. Go to the website for the address. If you're a resident, pick one of those out. Then go to saberfont.com. Look for me, Fours FX, and get yourself a sound font for that Saber. There are so many different creators like Juan Sith and Harry Solo fonts, respectively, on Saber Font that have literally hundreds of sounds you can put on your Saber. So please go over there and show all your support. If you pay attention, you will find me and the Husbeer Graveyard on our sister channel, Distance Learning, on Thursdays for The Build with Young Phil, building a variety of Lego stuff and doing comic-related brackets and movies and animated stuff. It's like a freaking blast. It's great. And then if you come back over here to Kyber Cave Productions, just about every day of the week, you will find something from myself, from the Husbeard, from my better half over here, from Hello Free Girl as well. You can... So again, keep it. If you're not subbed, get subbed. It's awesome. So keep it here at Kyber. Keep it here at Kyber Cave, and then tomorrow we have Saber Rattle during the evening time. Plug into that. I am Fours. May the Fours be with you, and we will see you very soon right here on Kyber Cave.
Before we go out, it's Vacaville, not Fairfield.
It is Vacaville.
It's Vacaville, not Fairfield.
It's Vacaville.
And so Miss the lovely Frey herself. Oh, come on.
Me. Okay.
Okay. No, that was not what I meant to do. Oh, goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, we have 57 more subs till the next giveaway. So please subscribe.
57. So definitely subscribe if you haven't.
Get subbed.
All right, Frey, do your pluggables.
I am Frey Girl. I am everywhere. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm here on Saturdays for the Saturday morning nerd out. So yeah, definitely check us out here every Saturday. Um, and on Tuesdays, I am on our sister channel, Distance Nerding. I do the download with Young Phil and Jamez 3000, 5000, 5000. It's 5000. I don't know why 3000. Oh, because of Tony Stark. Anyway, moving on. And so that's well, thank you. I don't have any idea. I don't know if I lose weight or not. I don't keep track. So
Excuse me, Van, stop interrupting Frey Girl. Let her do her pluggables out. Stop it. Go ahead.
But
Keep
yeah,
going.
so also if you are on our Patreon, I do something called Frey About Town there, where I basically just kind of, if I'm out and about, I might film something and we put it on Patreon, and but it's around town, so that's it's interesting. I don't know. It's fun doing, so I hope everybody likes it. But yeah, so we do that. Yeah, and I mod for Distance Nerding, and I mod for Kyber Cave Productions. I'm just a mod looking for a Discord.
Yeah, she's only a
asking
mod.
it
You're
to,
more than just a mod.
asking it to love her. I mean, no, that's anyway, that is me. So
Sweet. Excellent. If I got this, good.
I've been watching a lot of Ted Lasso. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to get it. Okay, here we go. All right, cool. I got it finally. And I am Captain Lady Moon, aka Mrs. Fours, the other half to Captain Moonlight Knight. Apparently that's going to be his new name now. I don't know. That's apparently it. Yes, you can find my content. Do I call it content? I don't know. Right here on the amazing Kyber Cave Productions. I do music. I'm an actress. I do lots of things. You can find a lot of my terrible movies on YouTube if you go and look for them. Don't actually look for them. I make jokes. I do tricks. But I don't have candlesticks. Anyways, I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, come over here onto Kyber Cave Productions. You can find me most of the time on Kyber Cave After Dark. You can find me sometimes here. You can find me on Hearts of Kyber mostly. I've been there every week, pretty much for the last almost 3 months. I think I've been there now. 2 months? 3 months? Since March. I've been there basically since March. And you can find me if you go on Spotify, go and check out my album. It is Unexpected Journey by Aubrey McCoy. And yeah, we will catch you next time. Is the lifeblood of the channel? No, I am not the lifeblood of this channel. I just say a lot. I say things. I just say a lot of things. That's really cute. Anyways, from all of us to all of you, you have a wonderful morning. Enjoy the nerd out, and we will catch you on the next one.
And play Diablo 4.
Bye.
Yeah. We'll catch you. Oh, yes, because we do lots of live gaming. And also, I am showing Mr. Fours. He is playing Mass Effect for the first time. So
it's
check
fun.
that out when we get that up. It is fun.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to be watching it because I love me some Mass Effect.
I am living for all of his choices are hilarious. And I have to be very careful not to be like, I say this. I'm like, that's
I'm going to have a space wife.
There you
oh,
go.
my God.
You can have a space booty call on.
No,
yeah,
I don't want space booty. I don't want space booty. I want space commitment. Space.
We
commitment.
can't spoil anything for him, Frey. We can't spoil
Okay,
anything.
we're
I have
not
to
gonna spoil
hold
it.
my tongue I have to hold my tongue all the time. Because I can't say anything yet. But you and I can nerd out about it sometime.
Yes.
After Mr. Force is played. Actually, we all can nerd out about it after Mr. Force is done with.
We'll do like a Mass Effect retrospective after.
That'd be great. Anyways, that's for a future show episode some point.
Y'all getting a little
So anyways,
behind the scenes action right there.
I'm starting the credits now.
Yeah, start the credits. All right, you do your thing.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, y'all.